and today we are chatting with none other than Chris. Thank you, Chris, for coming in on today's show to share a burst of your life with us. Now, take us back to the very beginning. Where did life start out for you, Chris?
I was born in 1945, about 6 weeks before the war ended, and I'm the eldest of 4 daughters in the family. For a short time after the war, we actually lived in the Springbank Army camp. My father was in the army.
Where was that?
That was at Springbank, very close to the repat, where the repat is now.
Okay, yeah.
And of course, it's not there now.
In Adelaide, yeah.
I can vaguely remember it being like Nissan Hut type things.
Mm-hmm.
The other girls, I'm the eldest, and the other girls don't remember being there at all. But then we moved probably when I was around 3, and we've got a housing trust house at Morphettville. So we moved in there.
Right.
Okay.
Being the eldest of a number of girls, did that come with great responsibility for you?
Well, it does a bit. The
Yeah.
eldest one always gets into trouble when the others do stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. Are there some stories along the
Yeah,
way?
there's a few stories along the way. Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
all right.
Okay, so you got this house. What did that feel like to have a house for the first time in your life?
It was quite exciting, really, because that was a very new area, and those houses were just dumped in there. It's between Marion Road and the racecourse, and Crossroads and Marion Road were the closest roads. It was only just like bush tracks, really.
Right.
And us kids had a great time there because there was boxthorns and paddocks and all sorts of stuff. We used to go down to the edge of the racecourse, and there was a creek along there now, which is not, it was then, but it's not there now, and catch tadpoles with the boys next door. So there was a group of 6 double housing trusts on our block, and I remember saying, some of the adults saying at one stage, there was 96 children lived in those 6 double units. So
Wow.
yeah, so there was plenty of people to play with and plenty of area to do it.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
it was quite interesting.
So what's now dense suburbia? At
Absolutely,
the time,
yes,
it was not.
yeah.
It was there was plenty of room to play.
Yes, and a sad part now is that all those housing trust houses are gone. The one that we were in, Mum and Dad stayed there obviously for a long time, and it was beginning to crack and fall down. They just were thrown up really after the war for emergency housing, and they're all gone. So it's a bit sad.
Yeah. And how long did you stay there as a family?
Oh, we all stayed there until we were married and left home, us girls. And Mum and Dad were there. Dad actually passed away while they were still living there. Mum was there 48 years before we decided that unit, and then we moved her into a unit at that stage. So we were there for a long time.
Right. You were saying it's a double
Double housing
Yeah.
trust unit,
Yeah.
yes.
What is that? I don't know what that looks like.
Well, there was like 2 houses together. They had an adjoining wall, and usually they were the sort of same shape. Like you both went off the verandas, and the lounge rooms were there, and the bedrooms were there. 3 bedrooms, and they weren't all that terribly big. So with being 4 of us, there was two girls in each room, which is different today. Children have to have their own room, sort of. Yeah. So.
Yeah.
What was it like sharing with your sister?
Oh, well, she was a bit of a mucker.
Right.
And we used to get into trouble because the room always looked messy, but it usually wasn't my fault.
Wasn't
I was
you?
the neat freak, and yes, and she'll know that. We talk about that now. So
Yeah, sounds like my kids, except they don't take ownership. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so and schooling around the area?
yes, we did. When I first started primary school, I used to catch a bus to Plimpton, which is just on the other side on Marion Road of Anzac Highway. But by the time I got to year 2, Forbes Primary School had been built, and that was sort of a new area with lots of kids, and that's still there. Just on Marion Road, there's a block of shops, Forbes shops, and they were there when I was a child. But on the other side, where there's now a funeral director's, it used to be a big old barn and feed lot with great big peppercorn trees.
Okay.
and it was scary. And all the boys used to tell us all sorts of stuff that was, how we'd shoot past them really quick.
Yeah. Memories.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah.
So did you end up, getting together with one of those boys from the group?
No,
No?
no,
Okay.
no.
Okay, well, you never know. There was
Well,
a
you
lot
just
of them
don't know.
there.
There was lots of them, yeah, but there was lots of girls as well,
Yeah.
it was all just mixed up. But next door to us, we actually had boys both sides of us. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
So none of them ended up with each other?
No,
Okay.
we've all gone our separate ways. So,
Yeah.
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 Then from there, I went to Vermont Tech.
Okay.
Vermont Girls Tech, which is not there anymore either, and that's down a little bit further down Marion Road, and I was one of the original students when that opened. So,
Okay. And what did you focus on at Vermont Tech?
well, girls did home ec,
Yeah.
typing,
Yeah.
that sort of stuff. Yeah, so
Right. Yeah.
and I did go and finish year 10,
Mhm.
which in those days most girls left school because it was an all girls school. In either year 7 or 8, when you got to be 14, you could work. But my mum stuck out and said, no, these girls are going to have a better education, and my dad wasn't happy about that. But she did stick out, and in the long, it's paid off. So,
Right. So you're saying that when you were, obviously you did like maths and English and those types of
yes,
things?
maths, English, and geography, and history.
Yeah. But there was more of a focus on those.
On the home duty type
Yeah.
stuff, and typing, because like in those days you just left school and got a fill-in job until you married somebody that would look after you, because that's how it was in those days, and there wasn't really a big choice of jobs that you could do. Be a hairdresser, shopkeeper, typist, nurse. That was sort of about all that could happen. Yeah.
And what did you want to be?
I hadn't made up my mind. I didn't want really be anything. Just bumming along, really.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so
So did you enjoy the like home ec side of things or the typing things? Did you do like dressmaking?
yes, I
and those
did.
types of
Yes, and I
things
did
too?
dressmaking, and I really
Yeah.
enjoyed that.
Okay.
And I used to be able to draft my own patterns and things, and back in the long time ago. Yeah, so
So when year 10 completed, you finishing
finished
school.
school. Yes,
What
I
happened for
got
you?
a job in Edwardstown in a factory, working in the office in a factory. So I've always sort of went into office work, clerical type work. Yeah, so and then I did clerical work for Badnox Transport too, a long time ago. They're not around anymore either. So
Right.
it makes me feel old.
So that was typist positions?
Yes, so
Yeah. As a woman and myself as well, I cannot begin to imagine what it must have been like to have that pressure on you. Like you just go to school and then when you turn 14, you just need to leave and go do
get a job.
something
Yes.
until you meet a husband who will then provide for you.
yes, yeah, that was the mentality back then. Yes.
Did you like that mentality?
But well, it was just normal. It didn't make
Okay.
any difference really. So yeah, and we usually married quite young. Like it's young to the days these days, like 18, 19. I married at 18, had my first child at 19, and I was 21 when I had my second pregnancy. It turned out to be twins.
Oh, wow.
So yes, I didn't actually know I was having twins because they didn't do scans or anything until the night before. And then they
Okay.
decided it was twins. So
Surprise.
yes,
Instant family of
exactly 3. Yes.
Wow. Well, there's got to be some stories in that itself. Having a child for the first time is a whirlwind. It's a
Yes.
challenge.
Yeah.
And having twins must have been a challenge too.
Thanks for watching this short clip of Life Bursts. Make sure that you hit the subscribe, like, and follow button. And for more, head to rawcut.com.au.